Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Carice channel. In the deep mountains of Scotland, there is a long-standing mystery hidden in the quiet Loch Ness, the Loch Ness Monster. Is this a mythical beast, the product of an overactive imagination? Or is there a core of truth in the legend? The Loch Ness Monster, a huge, unidentified creature, lives in the deep freshwater lake of the Scottish Highlands. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster is not a recent invention, but a deep-rooted Scottish history. Long before the modern media, the story of a strange creature living deep in Loch Ness was whispering around the bonfire and passed down from generation to generation. Ancient Picts sculpture, believed to date back to the 7th century AD, depicts a mysterious water beast with a long nose and fins. Local folklore is full of stories about water horses, kelp, and other mythical creatures that are said to live in Scottish lakes and rivers. The Loch Ness Monster, with its huge size and elusive nature, is fully in line with this traditional story about hidden dangers lurking under the water. One of the earliest written records of the monster creatures of Lake Ness can be found in the writings of Saint Adnan, a biographer of Saint Columba, an Irish missionary who went to Scotland in the 6th century AD. According to Adamnan, in 565 AD, Saint Columbu encountered a water beast while visiting Loch Ness. The story says that while Columba was traveling with his followers, they met a group of Picts who buried a man who was fatally injured by a strange creature in the Nes River. Columba fearlessly instructed one of his followers to swim across the river. While the man was swimming, the beast emerged from the water and intended to attack. Columbus made a cross gesture and ordered the creature to go back and not hurt him anymore. Although the legend of the Loch Ness Monster has persisted in local folklore for centuries, it was not until the 20th century that it attracted the attention of the wider world. A series of reported sightings, coupled with the rise of the mass media, have pushed Nessie from local legends to international phenomena. In 1933, a new road was built along the shore of Lake Ness, providing a panoramic view of the lake for the first time. In the same year, a local couple claimed to have seen an extraordinary creature similar to a dragon or a prehistoric monster, crossing the road in front of their car and disappearing into the water. The sighting was widely reported by the media, sparking a wave of public interest in the Loch Ness Monster. This legend, which was once limited to local whispers, has now been pushed to the world stage. The craze surrounding the Loch Ness Monster peaked in 1934 with the publication of the most iconic image related to the legend, the photo of the surgeon. This granular black and white photo, allegedly taken by a London doctor named Robert Kenneth Wilson, which seems to show the head and long neck of a Persephone-like creature rising from the water. Although the surgeon's photo was later exposed as a scam, it attracted public imagination and fueled speculation about the existence of prehistoric creatures lurking in the Loch Ness. This picture has been widely spread and appeared in newspapers and magazines around the world. Although it was eventually exposed, the surgeon's photo had a lasting impact on the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. It aroused public interest, stimulated countless explorations, and consolidated Nessie's position in the history of hermit school years. The origin of the legend of the Loch Ness Monster is a fusion of folklore, eyewitness narration, and a healthy dose of human imagination. From the carvings of the ancient Picts to the encounter between St. Columbus and the water beast, the story of the mysterious creatures living in Lake Ness has been woven into the structure of Scottish history and culture for centuries. Although scientific evidence is still elusive, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster continues to attract people's imagination, attract tourists to the shore of Loch Ness, and spark endless debate. The enduring mystery of the Loch Ness Monster attracts curious bystanders, believers, and scientists who are eager to uncover the truth. These investigators used a series of scientific methods to find concrete evidence of Nessie's existence. From sonar surveys to underwater photography, the exploration of Loch Ness has spanned decades. Each survey increases our understanding of the lake ecosystem and the challenge of proving or counterproving the existence of Nessie. Sonar technology uses sound waves to draw underwater environmental maps, which has always been the cornerstone of scientific research on Loch Ness monsters. By emitting sound pulses and measuring the time it takes for them to bounce from objects in the water, sonar can create detailed images of the lake bed and any potential residents. One of the most extensive sonar surveys in Lake Ness was conducted in the 1880s using a complex sonar system called Operation Deep Scan. This ambitious project involves a group of ships equipped with sonar equipment to fully scan the depths of the lake. Although Deep Scan operation did not capture any clear images of Nessie, it did reveal the existence of large, unidentified objects moving in the depths. Although sonar technology is promising, it may be challenging to interpret sonar data. Scientists use environmental DNA or eDNA to uncover the secrets of Loch Ness. Extracting DNA from water samples will find trace amounts of organisms. Analyzing eDNA helps to identify unknown species in the lake. A study in 2018 analyzed more than 250 water samples. The results show that there are no large unknown creatures, but important fish DNA has been found. Despite decades of increasingly complex methods of scientific exploration, the existence of the Loch Ness monster is still firmly in the realm of speculation. Although the sonar investigation detected a large moving object in the lake, the anecdote witnesses narrative still exists, but no clear evidence of Nessie has been found. However, the lack of conclusive evidence does not necessarily expose the legend. It only emphasizes the challenge of finding a large, possibly very elusive creature in a complex and often intolerant environment. Loch Ness is vast, deep, and cloudy. It is an ideal hiding place for creatures that may be good at avoiding being discovered. It is also important to consider the role of human perception and the power of advice. Under low visibility conditions, the human brain tends to fill in the blanks, often interpreting ambiguous shapes or movements as familiar or even fantasizing things. Human thought seeks patterns to understand the world. In limited information, our brain fills the gap with a priori knowledge. Pareidolia allows us to see the pattern in random stimulation. For the Loch Ness monster, pareidolia shaped our perception. The logarithm or wave may be misunderstood as Nessie. Suggestions will affect what we see. Despite the lack of solid scientific evidence, reports of the sighting of the Loch Ness monster have surfaced year after year, keeping the legend alive and attracting the public's imagination. These modern narratives, usually from seemingly credible witnesses, increase the mystery surrounding Nessie and fuel the debate about its existence. Some eyewitnesses are fleeting glances, some unusual things breaking the water, while others describe longer encounters with a large, unidentified creature. Witnesses often report that they see a long snake-shaped neck, hunchback or dark shape moving in the water. Many eyewitnesses occur in low visibility conditions, such as during fog, rain, or rough times, which makes it difficult to obtain clear photos or video clips. The so-called elusive nature of biology often disappears under the surface before capturing clear images, which makes it more difficult to verify these descriptions. One of the most striking narratives in modern times comes from George Edwards, an experienced Loch Ness cruise captain who claims to have met Nessie many times over the years. Edwards spent countless hours in the water. He insisted that he had seen this creature many times and described it as a large snake with dark leather skin. In 211, Edwards took a photo that rippled in the Nessie hunting community. This photo was taken on a sunny day. The water is relatively calm and seems to show a long and dark shape under the surface of the loch. Although some people think this photo is a wave or a log, Edwards still believes that it depicts this elusive monster. Although Edwards' narrative is convincing, it emphasizes the challenge of explaining photographic evidence against the background of the Loch Ness monster. Although sonar technology failed to provide clear evidence of Nessie, it has produced interesting anomalies over the years. These inexplicable sonar contacts are usually detected quite deep, fueling speculation about large, unidentified creatures living deep in Loch Ness. One such incident occurred in 2000, when the sonar operator on the research ship detected a large moving object, estimated to be at least 50 feet long and more than 750 feet deep. The object seemed to be following the ship, staying on the sonar for a few minutes, and then disappeared. Despite attempts to reposition the object, it was never found again. Although sonar anomalies may be caused by various factors, such as fish, heat layers, and even underwater ocean currents, some researchers believe that these inexplicable contacts may represent evidence of large and unknown creatures, which may increase the weight of the legend of the Loch Ness water monster. For many inhabitants of the Scottish Highlands, the Loch Ness monster is more than just a legend. It is part of their cultural heritage and a source of local pride. Nessie's story has been passed down from generation to generation, usually with the stories of fairies, kelpie, and other mythical creatures that are said to live in the area. Local folklore is full of stories of encounters with Nessie, from fleeting glimpses to more dramatic descriptions of creatures overturning ships and even attacking livestock. Although these stories are often regarded as talkative or decorative, they reflect the deep-rooted belief that there are extraordinary things lurking under the surface of Lake Ness. This lasting belief is often attributed to a sense of place and connection with the land. The vastness and mystery of Loch Ness, coupled with the rich folklore of the region, create an environment where the belief in the unknown can flourish. The legend of the Loch Ness water monster attracts countless tourists to the Scottish Highlands every year, eager to catch a glimpse of this elusive creature. For many people, discovering the possibility of Nessie adds excitement and curiosity to their trip. The tour boat provides breathtaking scenery and the story of Nessie's sighting. Souvenir shops with Nessie-themed merchandise show the long-lasting popularity of monsters. Most people didn't see it when they left, but this experience created a lasting memory. Human thought is a powerful tool that can make extraordinary feats and is susceptible to advice. The legend of the Loch Ness monster thrives in suggestive and challenging viewing conditions. Vivid descriptions and iconic images create a psychological template that affects perception. The preconceived notion allows us to interpret the ambiguous shape as a confirmation of Nessie. Our brains look for patterns and fill in the blanks with previous knowledge or expectations. Geological factors. Can Loch Ness hide secrets in its depths? With deep, muddy waters and complex underwater terrain, Loch Ness is a challenging research environment. Its depth has largely not been explored, and it is conceivable that geological factors may lead to people's perception of abnormal activity in the lake, contributing to speculation about hidden creatures. The lake is located in the Grand Canyon, a geological fault line through the Scottish Highlands. Seismic activity along this fault may release gas bubbles from the lake bed, causing disturbances on the surface and may be mistaken for creatures moving underwater. In addition, the bottom of the lake is a mixture of sediments, rocks, and underwater trees, forming an intricate underwater landscape. This complex terrain, coupled with low visibility in the water, can make it difficult to accurately interpret sonar readings or underwater lenses, leading to the misunderstanding of natural features as potential monsters. It has transcended geographical boundaries and become a global phenomenon, attracting the imagination of people all over the world. From newspaper headlines to Hollywood movies, Nessie has consolidated its position in popular culture. The monster's international fame dates back to the 20th century, when a series of reported sightings and a now notorious photo brought the Loch Ness to the global spotlight. The legend of Nessie has given rise to countless books, documentaries, and fictional stories, and each book, documentary, and fictional story has its own interpretation of the mystery. Whether you are a believer, a skeptic, or just interested in the unknown, the Loch Ness monster has undoubtedly left a mark on the world.